I want to be a wrestler. They're thinking just like you were a little kid, and they could be having a bad day. And that one day could change their whole life, how you act and treat towards them. So, I just try to teach them all to be kind and appreciate that and understand that and use it in a positive way.
Yeah. So you're doing wrestling. At the end of the day, can you do this for 100 years? Like, what's it all about? I like it. I got a couple. What's next? Obviously, you're building school. You wrestle all around the world now. What else do you want to do in your life?
I've never thought about it. I just always want to work. I do want to work back in communities and stuff. And we've had many conversations about stuff like that. I just want to stay involved with youth, which I think I'm going to have to get back and go get some schooling because you need,
You don't need schooling.
We need some degrees. You need some degrees.
You're going to go back to college? I want to see that.
It's never too late.
I'm not saying it is. I want to see you graduate. Like, I would love to see you graduate. That'd be really cool.
But yeah, really, even if I know I can't wrestle forever, but a wrestling school, if you can keep one running, they don't make money. They're not a money making thing. No. It's just something that you're doing out of passion and to give back. And it keeps me honest and it keeps me sane too. And it definitely keeps me out of trouble. So.
That's a good thing.
Yes, it's a good thing. I can find it real easy,
Yeah.
As you probably see in Ohio Valley, I was still kind of a little bit off the leash there a little bit. Now I'm mellow, super mellow now. And then kids are right there, just my focus. Just like, they have more problems than I could ever imagine. So, every day they hang their dirty laundry up. And I'm like, I gotta put mine up. I'm good. These kids they got a lot more dirty laundry. Let me go.
Your whole wall's filled with their laundry.
Yeah, I'm not so worried about my problems. Let me go over here and try to calm these guys down.
Yeah. So it's amazing to be able to watch coaches in my life on how they interact and connect with humans. What's your philosophy when they come in, when they're having challenges, when they don't get, let's say, how to do something? How do you show them how to stay focused or how to do something or overcome those challenges that they can't get through on their own?
See, now, keyword coaching and stuff. And it's a lot like, it's the same situation for them. I'm learning every day with them. And because I used to be like, are you injured or you hurt? If you're hurt, get up. If you're injured, go to the doctors and get a note, come back. Get out of my ring. And I just get on. And some people responded. Like I've trained, a lot of people know him as Miro. Rusev in WWE, he's Miro now. He's like the what is that company? AEW, he's the AEW TNT champion now, right? So he responded well to that, but he's from Bulgaria. He's from a rough country. But a lot of these kids are I don't want to say broken, but they're fragile, and it's a different generation. So I have to learn, and I have to learn with each one, and I have to learn what their strengths and what their weaknesses are, whether it's a lack of confidence or if they've been, you could tell that a lot of them have been like verbally abused. So that route's not going to work with them. You can't just go, come on, I'm strong. So each, I have 60, almost 70 that are currently training and well over 100, probably close to 200 in 4 years that have trained floating around or that have crossed my paths. And every single one of them are different. The only thing I can find in common with them is they will all consider each other family at the end of the day inside those walls right there. So each one of them, you have to approach it. You have to learn to observe and read things. I'm sure the schools and stuff are like that, but I just had to learn on the job and sit back and just like listen. Yeah, I listen a lot. Let them talk. If they want to talk to you, just listen. I don't tell them go away. I'm busy. I'll just listen. Don't listen because sometimes the answers are in their own words. You just got to sit back and listen. So, and sometimes when they talk, they solve some of my problems. I'm like, yeah, you should do that. Well, yeah, work on that. I'm going, hey, baby, sorry about this, but
my communication.
Yeah, I'm tired, I acted quick, I was vain, or something, whatever the situation may be,
Be a little accountable.
Yeah, held accountable. Yeah, absolutely.
So I always thought it's funny because you said about schools. It's interesting. I always bring up to students these days. That's why we're blessed with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Because if we had 2 mouths, we'd never like intake stuff. But a lot of people, I think a lot of smart coaches get coached, or they use their coaching and outside, stuff that they're impacting people's lives to impact their own.
Yeah.
And the 2 intentions when I do training, speakings, whatever it is, 2 intentions. One is add value to people, and the other one is learn. Because if I can learn a little nugget every single day, it adds a ton of nuggets after a while.
Yeah, no, I learn every day, and I'm never going to stop learning. I hope I don't. I hope I never feel like that. Then I don't need to be involved in anything again. Because once you stop learning, that means you don't care anymore, or you've turned your shoulder to it, or something, whatever the deal is. Because you're never going to stop learning if you're trying to do the right thing. You're always going to learn. Things change. This world changes quick. People change quick. Their situations change quick. Things change quick. Scared the lights went off.
I know the lights went off. I was like, what's going on here? It's on motion detector. Jump up and down a couple times. So
started getting deep, and they're like, that's an EQ light.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's like beautiful downtown.
This is so amazing, the skyline here. You know, when you were getting ready to send things up, I just couldn't stop looking out the window. Now, I was a South Florida boy, but I was born in Hollywood, so I just lived across the Dade-Broward border, right? So on the Broward side. So we didn't come to Miami a lot because you didn't want to come down there, the traffic. You came down for your passport when the passport agency was here. Yeah. Going to Japan, I that passport.
It still is.
But it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, the skyline.
It is. All South Florida is beautiful.
It is.
I mean, I was just in West Virginia. I was in New Hampshire. I was going through these mountains, and I'm like, I mean, different beauty, right? Like, I mean, they have the big mountains. We have beautiful beaches, and it's gorgeous on how I find some people, all they do is they can say negative things about wherever they go. Oh, I didn't like it there because of this.
It's beauty in
everything. And there is. It's interesting on the reflection on how I've looked at things in the physical world here, and how things are reflected, like with the words that come up. Because some people, they just think of these negative words like, oh, that's horrible, like shouldn't be like that, or like whatever the like below the line way. How do you see that shift from when you were like younger to where you're at today to enjoy the beauty of the world?
Well, I struggle with words like word hate. I try never to use that word, and I'll catch myself doing like, I don't mean that. I just strongly dislike this situation that I'm in, because do I really ever hate anything?
Yep.
So how do I, out of that, as I grow into the world, I don't know. I think it's just like traveling the world. I started to learn to appreciate the things I had here, and there's nothing you can't fix or overcome.
Yeah.
And if you got people giving you a hand up, that's you need to learn to accept it. It's a hand up, not a hand down, and nobody's looking on you. And not be so prideful. And it's hard. I've been prideful on a lot of things and a lot of stuff. But now I realize, you can't just do it by yourself. Not everybody's Superman. They can think they are, but we all have kryptonite. And so I learned to appreciate everything. And I don't like to. I believe negativity in the words is why I put it. Because if you're putting negative thoughts and negative words, then you bring a negative around you anyway. So do you really want negative? Do you just want to keep throwing negative out there and drawing negative to you? So you put off a very strong feeling and stuff like that, but it's never negative. Sometimes I don't know what the heck you're thinking, but it's never negative. It's like that. Sometimes I go, is he messing with me? And just write it out. Write it out.
Like it's crazy. Like I'm buying like canned foods like a year ago, right? And my wife's like, why? And I'm like, it's coming. She's like, why? I'm doing certain things, right? Like, and for this last year, she's been like, I don't get it. Why? And then last week, she's like, food prices are going up. And I'm like, guess what we have? Lots of food.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting to be able to look at
seasons.
the what?
Hurricane season.
Well, that too. We have 6 months worth of prep. I mean, I can
6 weeks. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
I like that. Yeah, and we have them all. But it's crazy. Like, could you imagine being in a place with? Well, I mean, here's hurricanes, California's earthquakes, but be here and something happens, and you're stuck in your house for a month.
Yeah, what happens?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I grew up here, so there's been a lot of gone weeks without power and stuff like that. Yeah.
Correct. I mean, we don't have to worry about that.
Could you imagine
everything's taken care of?
Top of the pandemic, if it was in full swing and a hurricane?
Totally.
Yeah.
10 times worse. If it would have done that this last August or October, we would have been hurting even worse.
I think they tried not to scare us. It's probably bigger stuff like, it's not like
on the freeway today. It said prep hurricane season. Like, and I'm like, wow, what if they would have put that a year ago? Because they never put that up a year ago.
You look at that skyline. Imagine if you got a direct hit there, but direct. Wow.
Yeah.
You got all of the glass, the structures, the water,
Yeah, put a little 4 or 5 on there.
I mean, water every year. I think you have water up to you.
But it's all right. I'm up enough.
Yeah, you're up in the sixth, yes, fifth. I don't know what
fifth here.
Fifth,
At the house, even higher. You know.
Yeah, I'm on the 21st floor, but I live right at the beach. So I'm like, don't blow over. I hope it's brand new, so I hope it's air-gated.
Right.
Should be tested. Because it's all big windows. I didn't even close my blinds. I leave it because I love waking up I wake up about 4:30ish, 5. So I'm laying there, but when I see the sun start to rise, I go, all right, get up and get some coffee, get onto it, onto the day. But I found that is an amazing way, and I'm blessed to be able to live there. But trust me, 2 years ago, I could barely live in a car. So I have my ups and downs in life, but you can't quit. You just got to keep pushing and pushing forward. And then now I found so much peace in that. I don't need, I used to feel like, oh, I got to go have a beer and unwind or some wine somewhere, and go to a bar on the beach. Like, what's up? I would go to that. Like it's on the water and peaceful. No, I got my serenity. I just look out my window, and then I look, and I got a great family and support system around. I go, I don't need it. I'm good. Yeah. But sometimes, you have to learn that too. You keep learning.
It's pretty interesting.
Pretty
even for like my nonprofit, super challenges. At the end of the day, a lot of people, they were looking at this whole, they were like, Dan, what are you doing? I'm changing kids' lives. And I was focused on only changing lives, and building a nonprofit. Today we do really well. We're and we have schools, and we have brain agency, and it's great to be able to see what's possible. And Deanna and I are doing this whole parenting courses and pregnancy course, because there's so many people out there that don't understand their options. They don't know what questions to ask. Like, we're meeting women with kids, and they're like, talking to them, and they're like, oh, I never even thought about asking that. I wish I would have had this. I wish I would have had a birth plan. I wish I would have had, there's so much possibility with our future generation. But no, from what I see, when you walk in, you should get we have an ebook where she's writing, and it's if you go over to your OBG, ask all these questions. So building these businesses, it's amazing to be able to see having the right people for the right position.
Imagine these young kids that could be overwhelmed. No, quit school, get a job. That's what you gotta do. Have that baby. They probably think that's the only option on anything. And you certainly don't want to walk out on an education just because something happened.
Yeah.
Mistake or not a mistake, who knows what it is? Who's the cause of mistake or a lesson? Who knows what really is in life?
A lot of people call it that, which is how you're. I think everything's perfect.
Yeah.
It's all planned. I think there's maybe not all planned. There's a lot of free will, but at the end of the day, there's a lot that's going to happen that we might not understand, but that we look back in the future. If I wouldn't have gotten in a fight as a kid, I might not have become a fighter. And if I wouldn't become a fighter, I might have not gone in WWE, because I met Dave Meltzer through Frank Shamrock, through Javier Mendez and American Kickboxing Academy. And they were the ones that were like, you should go do Tough Enough. Right. And so there's this whole progression of how I got today. And I look back now and I'm like, wow, this is powerful. I would have never met you. Right. It would have been a whole different world.
We would have never been sharing the skyline together right now.
I know, right?
It is here, looking into each other's eyes.
Yeah, it's great.
But stuff like that too, the school, when you're asking about the students and stuff, I hear them a lot, and they're like, "Oh, I have up around this." I go, no. Did you learn from it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, you're not going to do it again, are you? Well, no. I said, well, you might, but did you learn from it? Yes. I go, then it's just a lesson. You just move forward. It's not. It's no big deal. Don't beat yourself up, because if you hold all that negativity today and what you think is wrong, and you're so close to your chest today, there's no air or breath or life for tomorrow to move forward. You got to let it go and learn from it. Just move forward.
You guys, I appreciate you logging on. Check out what Gangrel is doing in South Florida. If they want to attend your camp, one of your shows, who can they reach out to?
Right now, we're transitioning stuff, so you can go to Gangrel David Heath on my Facebook.
Okay, on Facebook?
Yeah.
Are you on Instagram too?
Yeah, Instagram and
I see on Instagram.
All the social medias. It's all the same, Gangrel David Heath.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate your time.
Cool.
You guys have an amazing week. Significance breeds success every Tuesday here. Super blessed to have Dave on today, and check out what he's up to and make an impact in the world, but also getting to have some fun and wrestle.
Yeah, thank you, man.
See you guys. See you, bro. Appreciate you.